Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Way UK podcast.
Yo.
My name is Zenya. I'm with Jesse. I'm with Michelle. Guys, how are you doing? How are we feeling?
Shalom, brothers
Shabbat shalom.
and sisters. What?
Cool. And I don't know what that was, but I can tell you what this video is. Today, we are going to be reflecting on 2024, the year that we've just had.
Yeah.
For all of you guys that have joined in and tuned in with our content, thank you so much. We really appreciate it, and we hope that some of the videos that we've made this year has helped you in your faith walk, helped you talk about, I don't know, the Bible, Jesus, your faith with your friends, or just go a little bit deeper. But I know for us, that has definitely helped us go a lot deeper this year. Guys,
Yeah, you weren't even a Christian at the beginning of 2024.
It actually wasn't. Like,
I'm joking.
I actually gave my life to Jesus last week. I just waited for the year to be over to figure out.
If you ever wonder why
what I was
Zen asks
thinking.
so many questions on the streets, it's because she just wants to know the answers.
Yeah, facts.
Who is Jesus? Guys, who is God? I'm trying to figure it out.
And then I come back and I'm like, wow, guys, now I know who Jesus
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
She actually gave her life right there. to the Lord,
This whole podcast
honestly.
is a simulation just for me. For me and my faith.
Simulation.
I don't know. Simulation.
All right.
I don't know. I was trying to
I
figure it
love
out. But we can move on from that. Guys, talk to me about your 2024 with the Way. Like, how has that been for you?
Yeah, I mean, I was just looking through my phone just before we started this for like an update on where we were. I mean, obviously, it's more than just followers and growth.
100%, yeah.
But in January, February, well, in February time, we just hit 200K on TikTok,
It's insane.
which felt huge.
Yeah.
It felt massive. And now we're on 500 and something. Like, it's crazy how many new people have joined.
Over 500,000 now.
YouTube was probably were on like 5K.
3K.
3K at that
Yeah.
time.
Around that time. We were stuck
Wow.
on 3K for a while.
And now
bro.
we're on close to 80K. It's crazy, isn't it?
It's insane.
I mean, by the time this video comes out,
Maybe.
100K. But yeah, I mean, growth in that sense, growth has been awesome, and the way's changed a lot. But in other senses, we've got a bit more consistency.
Yeah,
You guys are on working a bit more than you used to be.
So are you.
So am I.
Yeah.
I'm also working a bit more.
And the team's grown.
Team's grown.
Come on, Mateus.
Mateus is in.
Zach.
Zach's in.
It's great.
It's really fun.
I live with Izzy now.
Yeah,
For
major life
context.
update for those that
Housemate.
wanted to know.
Housemate.
If you cared about
Roomies,
that,
not
then
roomies. We just lodged with the same old couple from church, which is lovely. Yeah, I don't know. What's been some highs and lows for you this year?
yeah, Michelle.
Ministry wise, life wise.
Ministry wise, highlight, low light. I think like coming on a little bit more with the team, that like whole transition, like after graduating, like my discipleship year that I was doing at church and like all of that. I think that was a big transition for me, which felt like really, really hard. But you guys made it easier to do that. But I think that was like sort of like a low light in a way, that just like difficult transition. But then highlight is just like waking up so excited to like go to work. So I'm like, this is epic. Do you know what I mean? I work with my friends quite literally.
Yeah.
And like get to create content and create fun stuff and talk about Jesus. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what a dream. What a dream.
Personal highlight, personal low light of the year. Any favourite moments?
Oh my gosh. I need to go through my camera roll.
I
There's
know,
so
the
many.
camera roll.
It's hard to pick one.
It is, bro. A whole year. It's been a long time.
It's been
Yeah.
a long time.
Lots has changed.
And like
Facts.
because we film so much, it's just like it
Yeah.
all meshes together and you forget tons of stuff.
Yeah.
What about you, Zen?
There's so much stuff happening. There have been so many highlights, so many lowlights. That sounds a bit peak. There's been so many hard moments. No.
But that's real though, if that was, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, facts. I think this year has been hard for me in terms of stamina because like we say, like we've done so much as a team and like we filmed a lot this year and we've come up with so many cool ideas and God's just been so like faithful with giving us so much creativity. Like
Totally.
our content style has changed. We've added new formats. So that's kept us very busy as a team, which has meant that we've had to do a lot of planning. And like, for those who don't know, like a large part of my job role for The Way is the planning side of the things and like helping to like ground ideas and like create language for things and plan videos. So I think with the rate of the creativity, I've also had to match that with the rate of planning, which has been really hard at times, which is just real. But in saying that, the fruit of that is like us getting excited when a shot goes really well or like something just comes out really great, or even like looking at the feedback and the comments and people saying, wow, this really connected with me. So like as hard as it is, there's so much fruit on the other side and there's a lot of rewards. So I can't really complain. So I'd say like a highlight has been just seeing us as a team in our own individual roles and individual giftings and seeing like us all work together as like one continuous team. Like it's really cool. I think a low light. Oh, what's been a low light? Guys, I've been ill a lot this year. I think that's been my low light. Like
you have.
Again, the stamina, you know, and just pacing. And I think that's so real. Like if anybody is watching or listening and maybe you've got like a really busy life with school and stuff, or like you're just very on the go, like knowing when to rest is very important. And I just feel like in 2025 I need to
it's the year of rest,
have those habits set up.
Take your rest seriously.
Yeah, as much as we want to like do all the things for Jesus and like do a lot, you also need to be healthy. Otherwise it will take you out. So
like you're still human.
Facts. That's what I would say. But guys, let's hop in.
Oh wait.
Oh, sorry.
We missed out, Jesse.
It's fine, don't worry about it. Move on.
This happens often.
Leaving me in 2024.
We forget that,
Jesse, why don't you show us your nature and talk to us a bit about...
Oh, I'd love to.
about
show us your nature.
Well, I'll start lowlights, not to sound depressing. I think naturally, when you kind of just get older, you go through different...
What was that? Why were you already laughing?
Sorry.
You haven't even said anything.
I was just like older and I was like, we're literally... early 20s.
I know, we're early 20s.
I know. Sorry, I wasn't laughing at you. I was just thinking.
Sorry. Steadily processing.
Cut that out.
No, but it's true. Like when we get older, even when you're young, there's like always just processes that you go on.
Oh yeah.
Whatever year you are, however old you are, there's like kind of growing pains sometimes, and it's brilliant because you learn so much and you grow so well. But I'd say this year has particularly been one of growing pains, figuring things out. I know for the first couple months of the year, I felt very disconnected from like any feelings of God in my quiet personal time, and that was really hard. But then I'd also be going and doing ministry and talking to people about God and still operating and pouring out. But it felt like it was just barren. It was dry. Like I was pouring out of nothing.
So real.
Which was a hard season, but also it really teaches you what it is to lock into God when you don't feel anything. And so I'm actually really grateful. But I feel like I've just gone on thousands of heart processes of like God just highlighting pain points that He wants to reveal. Right. And it's kind of bittersweet. But it's been awesome. It's been amazing. Highlights this year. Gosh, what have we even done this year?
What have we even done?
I know, like went to California earlier in the year. That was pretty cool. Got to hang out with some friends there and do some pitching there.
So much fun.
Yeah.
We like had a bit more freedom to create things. Like that was amazing. Like being able to dream a bit with the content because we're all on a bit more time wise. That's been fun. What else has been great? I've got really good friends, really great community. I don't know. It's been such a big year, hasn't it? We went to New York. I went to Upper Room.
New York, Upper Room.
Like God's been really kind this year, and it's teaching. And the pain points, some of them have like come to fruition, and so like for example, the overcommitted thing, the stamina thing that you were talking about. I feel like I am still in that, but have grown a lot in that, and so now like I'm reaping the fruit of learning what it is to have boundaries, going to bed early-ish.
Can't make fun of me anymore.
What? For having boundaries?
Suspect.
Goes to bed at 6 p.m. Yeah. Well, I don't go to bed at 6 p.m. But I just... okay, good to know. Thanks for sharing.
Cool.
Thanks for being honest, mate.
Cool.
Good to know. It's crazy.
No, but like, yeah, boundaries are really cool. And so I've kind of been loving that. I've been loving
it's good.
Going home and having good friends. And it's just been very chill. It's been a very good year. Yeah. Probably one of the most formative years in my life.
Oh, that's great.
Wow.
I love that.
Statement.
Good reflection.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
But let's get more
to
specific.
Your life so far. Guys,
let's
get
more
specific.
Hold up. We moved into the studio this year.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That's a big one.
Oh, yeah,
we can't miss
that's
that
so
out.
important to talk about.
Wow.
It has changed the game. It has changed the game. For those of you that don't know, earlier on this year, we were not in this lovely, beautiful space that we see behind us if you're watching via visuals. We were kind of like in and out of different locations. And
church buildings.
Yeah, and like it was a great season. Like we created a lot of community as a team, like getting to work with different like churches and organizations and stuff. That was great, but also like it does put a bit of strain when it's like we want to get these videos done, but then it's like we've got to spend a lot of time setting up and like
savage.
What does the set look like, and then you pack down, and every week you have to keep resetting and and it was just really long. And also just like to have a base where it's like this is our home, you know, like this is where we can just be, and like we can set our own atmosphere, you know, and really pray into it.
Yeah, it's
and
great.
So when July rolled around and we were able to move into this space,
it was a big moment.
Changed the game.
It did,
like
didn't it?
Even just seeing it come by like piece by piece. If you go back, oh my gosh, if you guys go back and watch our series on the parables where we talked about like the life lessons, and you see the first episode, what the studio looked like.
Literally there's a ladder there for like props.
Chaos.
And you see what it looks like now.
Even this week, like we mounted the light.
Yeah, it's honestly
onto the ceiling, rather than on the floor, so it's not in the way and it's less messy. It's lovely.
And even the art, like we've got art, like
we've got so much art.
We've got Lydia Miller doing some art over there.
Big up Lydia.
It's beautiful. It's an angel.
And we've got like a whole like room to just like work in, big desk where everyone can work together, and like tons of art, like coffee machine.
Coffee machine.
Let me tell you about the way UK and this coffee machine, guys.
Oh, amen, hallelujah.
Changed the
God
game.
is real, guys. We have a coffee machine.
For everyone.
Dude, honestly, coffee machine, love it. But I also had like big moments happen in this very room and like on this set where we're sat right now. You know, filming podcasts and all of that in front of camera. You might think we're all naturals, but I don't think I was. I just had to like a lot to grow in. And I remember just having like moments being like, I need to get off this set. Like they need to stop recording. I just need to leave this room. Like I can't do this anymore. And like God just being like, no, you're going to sit here because this is where I've planted you. And this is where I've like got you right now. I'd like God just like doing tons of like confident stuff in my heart. And like you're saying, like all the heart stuff through this year, I feel like I've personally been going through the, like not obviously the same stuff, but like heart stuff has been so difficult and so challenging. And this environment has just felt like it's been such an amazing like greenhouse for that, for God to use. And like I've just had incredible moments of God just like breathing this, you know, it's like supernatural confidence in me, and like me taking back ground over my voice, and like really learning that no, like God, I have good things to say. You've given like my journey with you in this life, like I do have like valuable and like hopefully like wisdom that I can bring. And like being on this set, God's just like really done that in my heart. And like this place is just so beautiful. Do you know what I mean? And also like when we had that worship night here too, like I remember, I think it was Mim. I don't know if these a lot know Jemima, but Jemima basically helps us with like, I don't know, admin-y bits of the way. And she was like leading worship, and she was just like, this space just like feels so soaked in the Lord's presence, like super easy to like go into like worship and praying and all of that, and like his presence just feels so close, and this space just feels like that, and the Lord is just like so over what we're doing here, and it's such a blessing that we get to do that. But have you guys had moments like throughout shooting this year, on the streets, whatever, where you've like had incredible encounters with people, or like God's done stuff in your own hearts? Jesse?
We look at each other.
Moments of shooting this year, and yeah, I mean, God's a God who meets you where you are. And there's times where we've come to do these podcasts and these things, and as I said earlier, like, it hasn't always felt easy, because it does cost a lot. A lot of people see the final product, a lot of people see the podcast and all, like, see it finished, right? But we're people who go through things and we struggle with things. And when we're like talking about God and coming up with this like wisdom or like Bible study stuff, it takes a lot spiritually. Like it takes a lot of energy. When we're planning it, when we're praying into it, when we're fasting into it, it's like more than just rocking up and just saying some lines. No, it's actually
right.
We want to be very careful about what we're saying.
Yeah.
And so it takes a lot of energy. But the thing that's been amazing is been reading the Bible on our Bible studies and just getting revelation.
Yeah, right.
Been reading the Bible and being met by God with where I am, whether I'm tired or weary. And I just sit and I get to read and I get to experience God and let people into that and just talk about it. It's such a privilege that's been my job. And so for me, that's kind of the joys of, one of the joys of this is I just get to encounter God.
Yeah. Dude.
And also interview some of my favorite guests.
Yeah.
Like I love like some of the guys we posted testimony wise, like I've loved their books. I've loved their podcasts. And so when we get to post about them, I get so giddy when I get to do the interviews because I'm like, I love this person. I can't believe it. It's like pinch myself, you know?
Yeah.
It's great. So yeah, I love it. I love this space, this podcast.
Yeah. It's so cool. Like literally when we're studying, like obviously Xenia is the one like writing up and, you know, forming our podcasts. But when we like individually go away and like we read into what we're about to talk about on podcasts, like God just really meeting us, like what you're saying. It's so beautiful. Like we're learning and growing so much in doing this too. Like it's not just like you guys who are watching and listening, like receiving or like, you know, learning from the Bible studies that we film, but it's also us in our own lives where like there might be like books in the Bible where we've like just like not batted an eye to or like read before and then we go and we search and dive into it and God just speaks so profoundly into it for our own lives, but then also like for this podcast, and it's such a joy.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's a blessing.
I think for me, I've learned so much about God this year.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Through the way, through speaking to people on the streets, through doing the Bible studies, I have seen a different side of God's heart that I don't think I would have seen outside of this year,
So
especially because of how our Bible studies are. And I know some of you guys have tuned in because of some of the series that we'll talk about later, like Philippians or James, but honestly for
Colossians.
us, trigger word Colossians for those that know. But I think for us as a team, like I think those Bible studies even shifted the way that we study together.
Yeah.
And like,
That's right.
I don't know, there's something so cool about studying the Bible with friends and with people.
Yeah.
Because it's like I can read it at home and yes, the Lord's going to speak regardless, but like when Rochelle says something or Jessie says something that I wouldn't have thought of, it's like, oh wow, now I see like kind of like your thought process or like what the journey the Lord's taking you on, and then we get to bond over it and like get closer together. So those moments have been really cool for me.
Yeah.
And I also think like in a similar way of sharing a little story, the podcast clips that you guys see on Instagram, like when we do like those, I don't know, like 1 minute talking about something, a topic or a Bible scripture, those I remember at one point were really hard for me. Like I used to be so nervous to like sit in the chair and then you've got like 2 cameras on you and you have to like bring this thought that you've been thinking about for like a couple of days that God's been speaking to you. And it's like that you're the only person talking and it's like, I think in the Bible it says this and I think Jesus is saying this, and it's like, that sometimes it can feel like a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And I think the Lord's been talking to me about like lifting the pressures of what we do because I love getting to do this, but sometimes it does feel like a lot of pressure because it's like you're talking about the Bible, like you're talking about what God has been telling you and you're trying to communicate that to other people and help them. Like it is a bit of a responsibility. Like it's not a light thing. It's quite a big deal. And I think in those moments when it's just you sitting in the chair talking, it can feel like all of that gets on top of you. And I definitely have felt like that a lot this year. But I think because of our team and the people that you guys might not even see like on camera, I feel so supported. And I feel like even those moments where I am the only person talking, I feel like I'm being held by everybody else in the room and everybody else in the team. And I think that just speaks to like us and like the environment that we've created on and off set. So
it's great.
Love that.
It's so true.
That's what I wanted to say. Love you guys. You guys are amazing.
Oh, I love you.
Mate, I think it could be quite funny to look at some videos. What do you think?
We're going in.
Should we watch some of the content back and
Let's do it.
kind of remind ourselves of it?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
We're going to reflect on a couple videos from across the year.
We have a few ideas of where this could go.
And we'll just see some thoughts.
Yeah.
Michelle's looking stressed already.
All right, let's
go. Let's go into it. Jesse, do you want to do the honors?
All right, here we have the Way UK's
The Way.
Instagram. On my Instagram, I've got a little folder which says New Year's. What's the first thing on our list? Our first reflection video. Oh, look at this. Do you remember this?
Wow.
I can't believe this was our first one. When did we post this? 36 weeks ago. When even was that? I think this was February, right?
March. This is in March, 26th of March.
This was our first, well, it wasn't our first attempt,
Yes.
but it was our first video that we posted.
Because they were like 2 takes.
Just a bit of context. We do film a lot of content and we get very creative. And so some of the things that we post isn't everything that we make, if that makes sense. There's so many videos that we've made that haven't been posted, whether it's just because we weren't feeling it, we didn't feel like the Lord was, we were just like, nah, do you know what? Nah. Or if we were like, actually, no, let's scrap this and let's do it better. Like there's a whole reason and there's a whole process into how we choose what gets posted and what doesn't get posted. But we did do a version of this beforehand, and I think we were trying to figure out.
Should we watch it?
How to film
afterwards?
it, and then
should we watch the final version and then watch the one before?
Yeah. So you guys can see what I'm talking about.
What's
So I was
some
trying to put
comments?
language to it.
Well, look at
You ever pray and it doesn't get answered?
Yeah, but when does that not happen to me? I think that happens to all of us, though.
it's true.
Yeah, I guess it's hard sometimes because you want to trust in his plan, but also
The cough.
I really want my prayer to be answered.
Like, God, I want my thing.
I haven't worn that leather
But
jacket
you
in a
know
while.
what? Now I'm like, rather than
Look at that hair.
thinking about the thing I'm waiting for, I think more about
Jesse's
how I'm
obsessed
waiting.
with his hair, guys.
So
if you
actually,
didn't know.
Look at your hair.
God, when are you gonna make this thing happen? And now I try to ask God instead. how can
Brother,
you
why am I so
prepare
depressed?
the thing that I'm asking for?
My prayer's not
And
been
actually,
answered.
If we're faithful with what God has given us while we're waiting, I believe that He'll use it for our good.
Yeah, he will.
Praise
Scripture.
God. Ramsey.
Station.
Wow.
How many times have you watched?
I just knew it was stuff without station.
How many times did it take to film that? It probably took 2 hours, didn't it?
No, there's no way that took 2 hours.
Yeah, because we had to go all the way up to the bus when it was empty and
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
it took ages.
Yeah.
This kind of changed a lot of how we film because it made us aware that we could do this kind of thing. And then it blew up on, actually not on our Instagram, it blew
It was
up on
on
someone
tape.
else's
Yeah.
Instagram.
That's right.
Someone else
Yeah.
posted it and then it got like loads of millions of views and they didn't tag us.
I think this video like was quite a turning point for
It
us
was.
because this was the first one.
Yeah, of
And I think we
reflections.
were just like having a bit of a creative like brainstorm. I'm like,
Yeah.
what other types of videos can we do where we talk about the Bible, talk
Yeah.
about ideas that's not like podcast? And we came up with this and this was like our first go. And I remember this sat in like our little draft box for quite a while. Like we filmed this before March.
Yeah,
like,
I think we filmed it in February.
yeah, very early February. And I think we were just waiting for the right time and we just thought, you know what, let's just put it out there
Yeah.
and see what people say and
Yeah, we
see if
tried
this
it.
relates to people. And we were not expecting
Not expecting us to do so
That
well.
Which is, I
feedback.
think which has then led us to like take more risks and like creativity and like
Yeah.
stepping out more in like these reflections, but then also just like thinking out of the box. Like for example, like our intros, which we can maybe even talk about, without like on the street stuff. Like,
yeah.
you know, like it's just given that space to just be like, okay, wait, we can actually like do this, like bring something new and start something new. And like people are going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
As much as we've enjoyed creating it.
Mate, the comments, is this a series?
Yeah,
A
lot of people ask, what Netflix show is this from? Or like, what movie is this from? And it's like, it's from the way you get. It's not a movie.
Big up our editors and filmers.
But hey, maybe that means we could make a movie.
Ayo, Netflix.
Maybe we could make even a short film.
Mate, Giving Heart to Africa.
Maybe there might be a short film out already.
I feel like I'm here.
Oh, bless. I was actually going to say like, I think it was Tom, one of our videographers, editors. He was like, you guys have improved in your acting a lot. From like here
our
to
acting
like now.
Is so funny because me and Zen we're not trained actors. We've never done anything like it. This was kind of our attempt at it. But you know, we haven't done bad.
Yeah, I mean, people connect with it. So I mean, there must be something there.
Like as cheesy as it is.
Maybe we should become film stars.
I would love to stick to what I'm doing right now, actually. I think this is where it is for me, to be honest.
What's the next thing on our thing? The Unseen Reflections. Go on, should we watch the bus version one?
Yeah, let's.
Guys, we're giving you a whole behind the scenes look.
Oh my gosh, and the Lizzie line one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, mate.
So this
was our first one.
This was the bus video before the one that you guys just saw now.
This was our first attempt at it.
Look at the shakiness.
It's just darker.
Brother.
Whoa.
Absolute roller coaster.
Can you hold the camera still, please?
It's hard though because it's moving.
Yeah, no, totally.
Well, it's exactly that, isn't it? It's like the more you choose to spend time with God, the closer you'll feel to Him.
The reason why we can't even see our face. The reason why we didn't use it was because it was shaky. But we ended up getting like these suction things that you put onto the we
suction mounts.
the camera onto
like the bus
window. And it worked really well. This is another one. This is another failed attempt on frame.
So we're still going with the public transport theme.
Trying. It was just very noisy, wasn't it? This was on the Elizabeth line.
Do you ever feel anxious?
Yeah, I do. I think.
Yeah.
I find it quite interesting as a Christian.
That cut was not clean.
Sometimes,
Oh, savage.
No. It was because of like the audio.
Hey man, I'm talking about my anxiety here. Can you be serious for 1 second?
Sorry.
I like that hair though.
Trying to trust
Thanks.
the plan for me
Welcome.
actually causes me to get more anxious.
This was the same day as the bus video though. Look, it's the same fit.
Yes. Yeah, it is.
This was our like other attempt of it.
You know, he says, I can cast all my cares on him. Anything I'm struggling with.
It's just so noisy, isn't it?
It was hard to get a voice.
At least the lighting was consistent, I think, on the bus.
Lighting was
it was
good.
A bit difficult.
Lighting was good.
It was great.
Well, hey, you guys got a little behind the scenes look.
You did. There was like 2 takes that we didn't use.
Oh no, it's logged onto TikTok.
Oh, here we go.
This was a big one.
This video,
Daily Bread.
This is a big one.
This is our most liked video.
Most viewed.
Ever.
Most viewed video. Again, kind of shaped the trajectory a bit of how we film.
Yeah.
It was like the first podcast clip
Yeah.
to go viral, so we started doing it a bit more often.
Yeah.
How's this affected you? I mean, you went viral. You're famous now. LeBron James no, it wasn't LeBron James. Usain Bolt commented on this.
Bro, what's his Lamar Jackson retweeted this on Twitter.
No
He's an
way.
NFL player.
Bro.
Jadion, like T.Y. Savage, Afrobeats artists. Like this video was just so it spread like wildfire.
You became certified.
Even Lord became certified. It's crazy. No, but even to this day, people still repost this video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we
Crazy.
posted this in like May.
Yeah.
It's how many months has passed since
Do you know
then?
what? It just goes to show how like your word doesn't have to be like crazy, philosophical and insanely like jam-packed with wisdom for it to be like profound and like impactful. It can literally just be a simple, obviously.
Are you saying that Xenia's podcast clip isn't filled with wisdom and it's very simple?
No, I mean it's like a simple word. Do you know what I mean?
But I will piggyback off of Michelle's comment and say like this to me is how I would have wanted somebody to explain the Bible to me. So whenever I think about doing podcast clips or speaking about the Bible, I always think like, who cares about these big philosophical words? People want to hear Jesus and they want to hear, how does Jesus relate to my life? So something as simple as the Lord's Prayer, like give us this day our daily bread. Where have we seen it in the Bible and what does that mean practically?
Yeah. Should we give it a little watch?
Yeah.
When Jesus talks about how to pray, one of the fundamental things is to give us this day our daily bread.
Amen.
And that tells me that there is a need to go to God every day. But sometimes we can get complacent. And I think back to the
That's not even my jacket, by the way.
What?
Whose
Fun
jacket was
fact,
it?
Michael, who's one of the director of The Way, his wife, Abby, she let me use.
Oh,
No way.
no way.
Shout out to Abby, I love her.
This is a word. You do this though. You do your little, I don't know.
For me, that shows that we cannot hold
Yeah, because, I don't know,
from yesterday.
I just
think like,
it's your little thing.
I think you're just incredible, Xenia.
You're a great communicator. And you've
Thank
grown
you.
at communicating as well.
100%.
You like this year you've
Leaps and
become
bounds.
so good at it.
Yeah,
awesome.
I think it's the confidence. I think God has just given me a new level of confidence,
Love that.
similar to like what Michelle was saying. I think when you know like who you are and the more you spend time with God and you get to know him, like this is just me. I can't be anybody else but myself.
Yeah.
Like actually I cannot. So
Yeah.
if I'm going to be myself, I might as well be confident in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Confident in who he's made me to be. So
it's true.
It's like it's an interesting form of like self-love. It's a love that is not, I don't know, it's not wrong. It's not putting yourself in front of like others, but it's kind of understanding that you're unbelievably loved by God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are who you are. You're a son of God, no matter,
Yeah.
or a daughter of God, no matter what you do.
Right.
And that once you begin to learn that more and more, you just begin to be more confident.
Yeah.
If you want confidence, spend more time with Jesus
yeah.
and read about who he says you are.
Right.
Honestly, it'll shape the game.
Yeah.
You don't need to force it. You don't need to.
Facts. Don't force it.
You don't need to go
Don't.
to the gym.
Well, okay.
Well, I mean, you
Well,
can
you
go to
can
the
still
gym.
go to the gym.
So
You can go to
that
the
spoke
gym.
to me. I
Mind,
took
body,
that
and
word.
spirit.
Don't have to
Mind,
go to
body,
the
and
gym. I took
spirit.
that. Praise
When
God.
was the last time you went? You had
Yeah.
a little phase this year, didn't you?
No, that was last year actually.
Yeah, I thought you had a little
was
gym
last
phase.
year.
That was definitely last year. I was definitely trying to be a gym rat. This year, absolutely no way.
You definitely had a phase.
I'm still in that phase, mate.
Anyways, next
exercised
video.
yesterday.
Next video. Let's keep going.
Anyways, hang
keep
on.
going and
Don't
growing.
slander me.
Keep going and growing.
Xenia, just so you know, if I was Usain Bolt, I would have commented on this video.
Wow. Appreciate that.
Yeah, no worries. Don't worry about it.
It makes me
If you
happy.
wanted to, you
Don't worry
would.
about it. Podplay bloopers.
Ooh.
What's
Oh,
this?
no.
I actually don't know if I've seen this. One of our editors put this little doc together.
I wish we could like pan the camera around the room and be like,
This
these
is the
are
set.
the people.
Maybe we can in it.
These are the people behind all of this too.
Oh no, I'm scared.
I'm scared.
Is it bad?
Let's
Have
just
you
go
seen it?
through
I've
it.
seen it. It's not that. It's not crazy.
Jesus says, sometimes I wake up and have no words.
Bit clunky junky. You're in the
Clunky
In the
junky.
Isle of Skye
yeah.
with the
What's going on
sheep
with your mic?
and the goats.
in the Highlands with the sheep.
That was Joel fiddling about with my mic.
New thing.
Like we have cells in our eyes that remembers what colours look like. That was bad grammar. That was it. Yeah.
Oh, I hate bad grammar. That's
that
nuts.
was it.
What the frick, bro? I've never even heard that in my whole life. It's my little
Chuck one of them in.
for the wall.
8. We ate that faithfulness.
What?
You ate, mate. You
I
ate.
actually did.
Philippians, mate. This was a big time for us.
Ooh.
This was our this is our biggest video.
120,000.
Oh, that's vulnerable. Look at this.
Cut that out.
Why
guys.
is that in the recommendation?
Anyways, let's move on.
Brighton,
to
Anyways,
the-
Fulham. I'm a
moving on.
Brighton fan, and I went to that game last night and we lost. It sucked. Anyway,
bit humble.
122k. That's crazy.
So this is quite early on in the year. This is around like February time. So our content feels a lot different, to be honest, like in terms of what it looks like aesthetically and
Vibes.
the space we're in right now. But I think this was a moment for us.
Space, though, wasn't it?
Oh, gorgeous location. But I think this was a turning point for us in terms of our Bible studies and like how we want them to feel. I this was the first time we like sat in a book of the Bible
Right.
for a couple weeks and like really went into the context and all of that. And a lot of you guys thought it was helpful. It connected with you guys, and the feedback from this, we still get comments to this day and feedback to this day about this. So
Mate,
really appreciative of
this
what
is
it's
why
done.
everyone thinks we date Zen, because the eye contact's crazy.
Not just the eye contact, but we're kind of matching our clothes a
We're
little
matching
bit.
our clothes. We're doing Bible studies together.
Ayo, what? Okay.
No comment. This is why, to clarify the air, me and Xenia are not together. Dun, dun, dun.
No, we're not.
No words. Never been, never will.
Yes.
That would have to
Maybe
be a
cut that
miracle.
out so then we can keep the allegations going for next year.
No, we don't want the allegations.
Although there was a video where we apparently dated, which
Where the dating video. Is that what you're talking about?
apparently that might be what it is. Maybe that's why people think.
Yes, this was a big one for us. This was a random one. I think, as Shirley said earlier, when we started doing the reflections, like this is only 4 weeks after the bus one, we began to think a bit more creatively. Began to think a bit more like outside the box.
What can we do? Yeah.
Like, what can we do? And I remember kind of having this idea and just dreaming about it the whole night. Not dreaming about it literally, because that sounds very dodgy.
Xenia, I want to marry you.
Xenia, you're in my dreams all night. Jokes.
That's so sus.
As in, like, I was thinking about it before going to bed, and then we tried it in the morning, and it worked super well. Let's actually, it says next to it, mention the YouTube shorts. Should we watch on YouTube shorts?
Let's bring it up.
So
What are the YouTube
the reason
shorts
why
called?
that is mentioned is because for those of you that don't know, we also post on YouTube Shorts as well. So we'll post like pretty much the same videos on YouTube Shorts, just so it's all across all platforms. And when we posted this video on Instagram and TikTok a while back, and so we thought, oh, let's post it on YouTube Shorts now, and
Bro.
it spread like wildfire. Like it blew
Oh,
up.
you got it up.
The
Amazing.
comments
got
are
it up.
still coming into this day. Like people really like it. So
Should we watch it?
let's get into it.
Christian dating is so weird.
It is. It's crazy because you're trying to date to marry, but then also when you bring God into it, you want God to approve the relationship you're in.
Hold
as
up,
well.
Xenia. I feel like your like voice has changed, like your accent.
Brother, look at this. We were playing into it though. We had to act as if we were like
into each other.
into each other. Like, look at that. On one knee.
Those red shoes though, bring them
I
back.
think the end goal of dating
Yeah, those are
is
great
just, like,
shoes.
This
marriage. I think it's
this shot's so funny.
getting
The next
close
one.
to Jesus and finding
Of
someone
you.
who pushes you towards him.
I'm like,
You don't find funny.
I'm like, what?
Absolute giant. Absolute arm giant.
It can get messy, innit? Figuring out whether you're friends or.
Well, just
Ew.
I'm so glad that we're clearly just friends.
We
just skip.
Do you know what? I love what we get to do, and I absolutely love being part of the way. But sometimes I'm like, oh my god, this one.
that was, bro.
This one
We had
tested
to
me.
hold it
Tested my patience,
for
tasted my
so
character.
long.
Do
We
you
had
know
to
what?
hold
I
some
feel
of those
like
shots.
it's similar to what the Bible talks about in the book of James, where it says like consider trials like great joy because it produces character and it produces
Brother, don't make it biblical.
perseverance. Because I feel like sometimes
you
God will try
over-spiritualise
you.
everything.
Sometimes he'll try. Okay,
No, it's
Friends who
good.
over spiritualize.
I'm that friend.
Look, here it is. This is the blooper
Yeah,
video.
that was quick.
Yeah, it took a lot of takes, didn't it?
Sorry, that's. Oh, I messed up the. It can get messy, innit? Figuring out whether you're friends
Messing up the knot.
or something more. Do you find it uncomfortable, Zen?
Mate, you were not happy to be there.
Something more.
Literally.
We had to hold this for so long to get the shot. It was so close together.
Yeah, man. Or should be like. Yeah. I'm so glad that we're clearly just.
Engineering.
Just friends, mate.
Yeah.
Just friends.
It's the fact that Tom, our like videographer, made you guys like
Hold it for so
hold
long.
it.
Tom
Very-
was testing me in that moment.
Oh, it was tough.
I was looking down at Jesse like, why are we doing this?
Yeah, honestly. The thing,
Right, it is.
on camera, it doesn't look very close, but we were very close to each other. It was like, yeah. Anyway,
I'm so glad I didn't need to do anything like that.
yeah. next thing on our little team day. Do you remember this?
Team
that
day.
was
If you haven't watched this
lovely.
vlog, you should totally watch it. Okay, guys, what do you think happened here?
We had
First
to cut
shot.
it out.
We had to cut it out. But what do you think happened?
Leave a comment down below.
This was a great retreat.
Guys, go watch the vlog if you haven't already.
Go watch the vlog. Michelle, you've been doing these sick vlogs.
I've been doing
Yeah,
it.
Michelle
edited
guys.
this and filmed it.
Yeah, guys, I'm bringing you guys into the team.
Oh, you've got to show them a bit of the beach. That was.
Yeah, let's see the beach
Just
scene.
watch a little bit of this.
Cool hair.
Thanks.
Izzy has all these kites in her car, which is super
She's
random.
meant to live on the beach.
Me getting scared. Wait.
It's quite hard to throw those kites in the wind.
What is this all blue outfit? What was I thinking? Merch. This shot of Izzy was awesome. Look at this. That was Zoe.
Big up Zoe.
Yeah.
Our
Our
DY.
little DY intern.
DY student. Student. What do we call
Student.
you?
Look how
Our
Zoe's
DY
doing-
student.
Look at
DY
that.
gangster. Maybe that's the phrase.
How beautiful the
These
reflection
shots
is.
are so beautiful. This beach was so beautiful.
Oh,
That was a fun
Vulnerable.
little trip down memory lane. I love that.
Oh, little tongue. Hey.
That was so
I
fun.
accidentally trod sand everywhere. Making some food. Bro, this was such a fun time.
I'm so hungry.
You should definitely... I know, I'm starving. Have you had breakfast?
No.
I haven't had breakfast either. And what's on the next list? Letitia
Letitia
Wright.
Wright.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Xenia, tell us all about that. That was
Go on, Zan,
obviously
give us
a
little-
big
let me
moment.
get it up.
That was a good day for us. We had fun as a team. So there was a film that came out called The Sound of Hope, which hopefully you guys have seen.
Yeah.
Because it was so good. The story of Possum Trot. And they were having a premiere for it in London, in central London. And their team asked us if we wanted to come along and film some stuff. And so we were like, yeah, let's do some like interviews with people that are coming to watch. Let's do some on the streets. And then we were kind of cheeky and we were kind of like, is there any way we'd be able to do a podcast with Nika King and Letitia? And they were kind of like, yeah, sure. Like,
we got it.
let's do it.
And like the
Crazy,
time
innit?
that we had for it too, like I remember like being there and then being like, oh no, we actually want to. They just ended up extending it a little bit longer than the time that they actually had because they just enjoyed like being interviewed by you and being there and speaking about Jesus and the whole movie.
It's awesome. It's
Letitia
so cool.
is a fan of the way. So Letitia, if you're watching this, shout out.
And Letitia, we're a fan of you.
Yeah, Letitia, we love
And
you. Nika, we love you.
We didn't get to meet Letitia. This is a message for you. But we should. I didn't know what to say. I'm joking.
Letitia, part two.
Letitia, we'd love to meet you some
Yeah, if
point.
you guys want to see
I
a
heard you're awesome.
podcast, an extended podcast with Nika King or with Letitia Wright, comment down below. Let's see if we can make that happen.
Yeah.
But this was quite a cool moment because,
Yeah, it was.
I mean, we've done a couple of like testimonies, interviews here and there, but I think for us as a team, this was like a stake in the ground. Like this felt like, wow, like we've, like people know who we are,
Yeah.
it's
are
crazy.
asking us to do this type of
Right.
stuff. And I think it was really cool just to have that conversation because when we see, I don't know, like actors or celebrities, we feel like, you know, they're superhuman or they're not like us, but they're literally just two people like figuring out this whole Jesus thing the way that we are. So it was really cool to see like kind of behind the scenes on their process and like
Right.
where God's taken them.
Yeah.
And just also big up Letitia and Nika. Like they are just like so down to earth.
Yeah.
Like they were so much fun. I don't know if we could like maybe slide in that clip of like us four like just dancing. That was so funny.
And their team as well. Their team
Their
were incredible.
team, yes. Oh my gosh.
So kind, so lovely. Yeah, it was a good day for us. We loved it.
That was such a good day. We do have footage for it, so maybe
Man, we've done loads of street interviews as
we
well.
could get a
haven't
vlog
we?
out of it. But
Yeah,
how many
the
street
the
interviews
street
we've done?
interviews this year have been so good.
What's been any favourite moments for you doing any street interviews?
There was one moment that I really like stood out to me just personally. There was like two guys that we interviewed. I think they were around like maybe like 17, 18 years old. And they were kind of like really open about Jesus, were just open about faith in general and chatting. And like when we stopped the interview, like they were asking me like deep questions like, oh, I don't think that I don't believe in love. And I was like, okay, let's unpack that.
Right.
And I was telling them about the gospel and like how much Jesus loves them. And I think that really like sat with them. And then they asked me, oh, can you pray for us? And then I prayed with them. and they were asking me like what church I go to and like what does a small group look like and stuff. And I don't know if they've ever come to my church. I don't know like anything outside of that moment. But in that moment, I just felt like, wow, I actually listened to God. Like when God said, I'll go and speak to them. And I went up to them and we had that conversation. And so that was like a moment for me of like, wow, every time God tells you, like go and speak to that person or go and tell this person that thing. Sometimes nothing might happen or sometimes something might happen, but you never know. Like you have to step out and just do it and be obedient.
Yeah, one of our biggest joys is the ways that we get to hear all these stories. You see like the video, but you don't always hear about
The
follow-up and God moving and the joy in being like faces and like that people recognize is that, you know, I mean, personally, I get so many people come up to me and tell me stories. Even this year, I've probably had probably over 40 stories of God moving deeply. God. I had someone come to me and say once that because of these videos going into, they kind of went a bit viral in their school pocket. And then they started coming to the CU and they were watching the Way videos and 10 people became Christians.
Wow, that's insane.
I had another one of like, I was eating dinner just at a restaurant and this mum came up to me and was like, hey, you don't know me. And I know I'm not the audience usually, but my daughter really loves you. And my niece walked away from God, but then the only thing that she's engaged with faith-wise is the Way UK, and now she's back in church.
Wow.
I mean, I hear these stories all the time. I've got dozens of stories of people coming to God, and like even this year, like 4 or 5 people who I know of being baptized and going into it, and it's phenomenal.
Even our friends, bro.
Yeah, even our friends. Like the Haven Short is now out. The Christmas film that came out like a week ago.
That was a fun project.
And one of the girls on that, Bella,
got baptized the week after.
And we filmed it. And one of the big parts about her story is that she came to our church after hearing a bit about the Way UK and had an encounter with the Holy Spirit and had been watching the Way UK and continuing to watch the Way UK. It was her top playlist,
it was.
a podcast on Spotify Wrapped.
It was.
Wow.
Let's go.
And then she like is now falling in love with Jesus, and she was in the short film, which is super cool.
It's just so remarkable to see, isn't it? Dude, I think, there's so many stories that we could get into.
So many stories. That's a whole nother podcast.
That's a whole nother podcast of just testimonies of like what we've heard, what we've had people like tell us. But what a joy this year has been, guys.
And I think I just want to like encourage you guys, like obviously God has done so much for us this year and the stories and the testimonies and maybe God's put some stuff on your heart for next year. Like maybe you're going to, I don't know, start an Instagram where you talk about Jesus, or maybe like start a Christian union in your school. Like if you feel like God's telling you to start something, honestly, just do it, because you just never know what's on the other side. Like us talking about the bus video. Imagine if we thought, oh, I don't know if it's going to work. Or maybe let's just not.
And doubted that idea. Never posted it.
Right? Like, honestly, just go for it. Like, have those conversations with people. Do the Christian unions. Do the things, because you just never know where God's going to take it.
3 years ago, we had 800 followers.
Yeah.
850. And not that it's about the followers only, but even you look at like after 2 years, we'd hit 200K. And then in 1 year, we've like doubled.
Well, I mean, the total of all of the platforms together is definitely over 1 million now.
Yeah,
over 1 million
and
followers.
Part of that is because we tried something for a year and it didn't really always work. But we began to find our rhythm. Yeah. And we began to find what works for us. And it was a painful process because we didn't see like fruit straight away. Yeah. But also in the long run, you're looking back and you're like, wow, thank God that we continued it. So yeah, it's backing what you said, Zen. Like if there's something that you want to do, give it a go and give it time.
Yes.
Don't
because things don't come in a second.
Small beginnings.
That's right, Michelle. That's right.
But
loved it. Wow, 2024 has been good to us, and we are excited for what 2025 has to offer. So thank you guys for watching this video. Maybe leave us a comment, tell us some of your highlights of 2024, what God's done through your year, or maybe some videos of ours that you thought were really good or helped you. We'd actually love to know what content has stuck out to you, what's helped you on your walk with Jesus. Leave us a comment and let us know. But thank you guys for watching this video, and I guess we'll just see you in the next one.
New Year's resolutions. Tune in. See you then.
Bye.
Bye.